Alright, we are finally heading into the Underdark. We came in through Priestess Gut's old room in the Temple of Selûne. And can I just say how amazing this crew looks in the drow gear? Ah, so good. If you're interested in this gear, it's listed in my mods video. Just go to the description.
Interlocking circles with moons and stars. This must be the seal mentioned in that journal.
Well then, shall we?
The goal here is to get all of the black dots on the circle that is in the beam of light there. So you just have to rotate them.
What's that?
This goes very far down. We'll have to go in to see the bottom.
Depth to the shadows. I don't care what others say about the Underdark. It's beautiful down here.
I'm used to a crypt's gloom. This is something else.
On the right here is a locked door with some good loot behind it. There's a secret door and some traps and things like that, so I'm going to have Astarion take care of all that. And down here on the first floor, we'll read a couple texts. This one mentions some drow sightings. And this one mentions some statues that look like drow and maybe a spectator. Before we unlock the gate, let's look out here, because there's a Minotaur coming up who's going to show us why it's important to turn off the defenses before exiting out of this door.
Get back!
Careful. Not everyone looks this good dead.
I bet Shadowheart will want to do this next part.
What am I to do?
Because you have to break this this moonstone. Okay, let's try a different spell.
All's well that ends. Not as bad as it could have.
And actually, before going out that main entrance, we're going to head south. That logbook that we read said that there were those drow statues were down this way. And because I don't want to deal with being exploded by torch stalks, I'm just going to hit them with something first.
Time for some bloody work. Grave mistake.
Dust on my tongue. I offer to parley, and he brings a spectator. Twit. Quite ruined my ambush. Now, you are?
You first.
We simply haven't time for all of my titles. I am Dhourn, third son of House Bartol, first rank evoker, and initiate of Graven Hollows. Oh. Oh, no, no, my dear dark gods below, no!
All right, I'll let you get back to whatever this is.
You don't understand. A memory shard ought to hold its glow for years. And look at it. It's fading. It contains knowledge that is precious to me. If it has grown this dull, then my enemies have already found the forge. Which bastard stole my glory? Zargrim? Filro?
Neither bastard rings a bell, I'm afraid.
Impossible! The master of the Adamantine Forge would be known and feared throughout the Underdark. Unless... Huh. Ha! The fools must have turned back, or, better yet, died in the search. Good. If they had just surrendered their research to me, we might have found the Forge together. But no. They hoarded their knowledge, left each of us clinging to scraps. I had the good sense to lock mine away in the shard. And now I can claim the forge alone.
Alone? Don't you still need your rival's research?
They knew of the forge's defenses, its operation, true enough. But I know its location. The rest I can figure out with time. Now I am the only one searching. Or... almost the only one. You proved your power in freeing me. But I need no more rivals. Try to take this as a compliment, yes?
Oh, you picked the wrong fight, buddy. Nyxx is so BA.
A dull crystal, glowing only faintly. You heard its like described before. A memory shard used to store brief mental impressions from the user's mind. The crystal's glow swells, drawing you into its depths. You are transported, somewhere deep, loud, and hot as the hells themselves. Within the Underdark's bowels, beyond an ancient stronghold, hovers a giant hammer, waiting to fall. An echoing clang, and you're back to yourself, left only with a firm sense of a place. A grand forge.
Okay, we're gonna forage and loot around here, and then we'll be on our way.
More are coming. Who? What in the hells are you?
They're coming. They're coming.
Let's go with the monk response.
This might be some devil's ploy. Don't listen to it.
They're coming. You're coming.
So we found the Zentrum storehouse. There's some good loot in here. Lots of locks to pick. And now we came up on this little ledge.
A slender drow blade impales the stone before you, keeping a silent vigil.
Nyxx does not care what the appropriate ritual might be. I'm just gonna yank that thing out.
It feels like you're warring with 10 people for the blade, but with another hard yank, the weapon slips free from the stone.
Okay, we killed 2 minotaurs and this bullet, which is pretty easy if you stay out of its path. Oh, someone hit some spores. As much as I love hearing everyone laugh, let's clear our path ahead. Now we just have to wait for the spores to dissipate. How's everybody doing?
You know, for all the time I've spent lurking in the shadows, I've never ventured into the Underdark before. Hardly a luxurious setting, but it definitely has its upsides for a vampire. Or its undersides, because it's, well, you know what I mean.
What a dork. Oh, by the way, you can feed on me tonight if you'd like.
Then I'll see you tonight, you sweet, generous thing.
The Underdark camp is really pretty. I think we'll start the next video with that.
Let's watch my step. They like to explode.
You are swallowed by a chorus of turbulent music. Through one creature sing many voices, the harmony of an entire collective.
Sovereign, they have come. They are here.
The choir fades. A single melody rises above the others, brassy and commanding.
I am sovereign.
You see a vision. Your lifeless body wrapped in fungal tendrils. The Sovereign is threatening you.
State your purpose.
I think Nyxx would want to feel out the situation a little bit.
You detect a distinct quiver in every note. These creatures have experienced recent tragedy.
The Underdark is my home. I don't need your permission to pass.
Fungal roots weave through your mind, seeking your true intent. Then the Sovereign drones a new melody, cautious but welcoming.
Descend to me. Let us speak in flesh.
The persistent music coaxes you forward. The Sovereign expects you.
Those drow responses are just too good sometimes.
Don't.
Her condition is familiar. Poison, derived from a wild weed common to the Underdark. She'll need an antidote soon, most likely held by the poisoner.
Who did this to you?
Dhourn slashed me.
Like dwarves, Dhourn have innate resistance to poison, and thus no need for intricate brews. Though deadly if left untreated, the poison can be cured by the antidote or natural remedies.
I think I have a couple antitoxins. We'll go with that.
Gods! Whatever that is, I needed it. Why are you helping me? You're a drow.
I am? Does there have to be a reason?
Down here? Tends to be. But I'm nearly good to get on my feet. I thank you for your help, but I gotta get moving. Oh, it hurts. Girls' garters. Oh, I don't have time for this. My kin need me.
You're no condition to help anyone.
Maybe not, but you are. I need you to rescue my kin. We can pay. We're Ironhand Clan, best artificers in Baldur's Gate. We were on an expedition down here when the Dhourn snatched us up. I got away, but not the others. The Greys have them digging out some old ruin across the lake.
What are the Dhourn digging for?
Some dusty temple. It doesn't matter. They'll work my clan to death before they ever get near it.
And what was this expedition your clan were on?
Just mining for materials. Nothing unusual.
The briefest hesitation, but enough. She's lying.
But our work pays well. Help my clan and we'll make it worth your while, I swear.
You're lying. No subtlety at all.
Fine. It's complicated, but my clan has trouble back in the city. A blood feud. We were searching for something to turn the tide. That's all I can say. But it's worth a lot to us. Understand?
No, I don't understand. Enough evasion and explain it.
Look, you've done me a good turn and you deserve the truth. But that's as much of it as I can tell, I swear it. If you need to go your own way, I respect that, but still, I'm asking.
Of course I'll free your people if I can.
Thank you. Only wish I could go with you. But here... I nabbed these boots from the Greys when I ran. I'll feel better knowing you're using them to kick some Dhourn ass. I'll mark where I made my escape, and wait here, I suppose. Not much choice, eh?
You know, I can't tell if it's morning, angry, or just hungry.
The Sovereign's thick fingers stroke the corpse at its feet. A droning melody greets you as the creature turns its gaze to you.
Flesh talker, I show you a memory. Watch and listen.
A violent vision grips you. Dhourn, dark dwarves chopping Myconid remains.
They broke our peace. They killed our young.
The Sovereign's song slows to the pace of a dirge. It is still in mourning.
We laid waste to many, but intruders remain. Lakewood.
The Sovereign's song halts as it measures your worth.
I sense your resolve. You will find Duergar invaders near Lake's Edge. Cleanse the rot. Destroy them.
Dhourn invaders? We can manage that. Better than picking this fight, surely.
Why did these Dhourn attack?
Deep purples swirl into familiar shapes. Gnomes in mining gear, chased by Dhourn.
The Duergar seek a gnome. It is a guest.
You harbor a fugitive gnome. Admirable of you.
The Sovereign says nothing, but you hear appreciation in its song.
And you planted animating spores in the corpse, yes?
Yes. Our enemy's flesh makes a fine host for my growing children.
If I die down here, destroy my corpse.
Fair enough. Let's talk about something else.
What more would you ask?
Oh, nothing. I'll cleanse the rot. Those Dhourn near the lake will die.
The Sovereign gifts you one more vision. A wall of vines parting to reveal glowing light.
Riches of magic and mind. Cleanse the rot, and they are yours. You do the Circle a service. We will await word.
That's so cool. Myconids are neat. Let's see who's over here.
Ah, a visitor. You're a welcome sight. But let us observe the customs of the locals.
The scholar's brow tenses. His voice spills into your skull, the spores connecting mind to mind.
Blurg, proud member of the Society of Brilliance, at your service. Or perhaps not. Your mind is far more complex than that of the fungi.
No offense, but your kind tend to be slaves down here.
It's true that many of my brethren are enslaved here, but my intellect has secured my freedom. It is my hope that my research will lead to liberation and peace for my people. Such designs are part of why I've devoted myself to studying the Myconids. My colleagues and I are working to improve conditions in the Underdark. This need not be such a dire, hostile place. Our kind has suffered needlessly for generations. Do you also seek peace among the Myconids?
This is where I belong, but right now I can't stay.
I know the feeling well. What has driven you from home?
Nyxx isn't the best judge of character, but I think they do see him as pretty trustworthy. Gotta respect what he's doing for his people, you know?
You were infected by an illithid tadpole? It's a miracle you're still intact. You must be worried sick, but have no fear. I have a friend who may be able to assist. Omeluum!
I hope this is important, Blurg. My Zerkwood samples need constant attention.
It is. This adventurer has an illithid tadpole inside their head, but they haven't turned.
No ceremorphosis. That's impossible, but intriguing. Are you looking to have it extracted?
An Illithid is your friend? How is that possible?
I have broken free from the Elder Brain's yoke. I no longer serve the grand design. I ask that you refrain from violence, while I respect that your opinion of my kind may not change.
What is the grand design?
A collective quest to eliminate the Gith and enslave all other humanoids. If that settles matters for the time being, would you like a diagnosis? Open your mind to me. Let us see what lurks within.
This is another person trying to empower and liberate themselves. So I think Nyxx respects that and is going to open up.
As Omeluum's mind pierces yours, the tadpole pulses with power. It feels 10 times its size. Alive. Awake. Almost smug.
This is most unusual. The incubation period should be complete, as should your transformation. But the larva is infused with strange magic. It appears to be in some form of stasis.
What happens if that stasis goes away?
I can only theorize, but I suspect your transformation would be both agonizing and instantaneous.
I thought it was always agonizing, Omeluum.
Well, yes, but that wasn't my point.
Well, thanks for the information.
Of course. I am sorry I cannot assist you in its removal. But I have an idea.
Oh, perhaps I should start taking notes.
There may be a way to bypass that stasis. There are many alchemical substances that can influence the mind.
Isn't the stasis why the tadpole hasn't killed me yet?
I do not intend to shatter its protection. I need only bypass the interference that prevents me from communicating with the larva.
Bypass? What kind of alchemy are we talking about?
A tincture distilled from a collection of rare mushrooms. They have subtle psionic influence. I would require a fresh ton of madness and Timisk spores. But be warned, in their natural state, both of these mushrooms can be quite dangerous. Timisks cause confusion in those that approach them. The tongue is self-explanatory.
Eating those doesn't sound like a great idea.
My formula will hamper the more harmful effects once the mushrooms are brewed into a potion. Your sanity, however much you possess, should remain intact.
Should. Lovely. So where do I find these mushrooms?
The Underdark, of course, although they are quite rare, and their discovery perilous. I imagine Lenore would have them in her possession. She served Mystra as a cleric.
Clerics. Where does this Lenore live?
The southwest when I last saw her, although her tower does have a tendency to move.
So why would a cleric have a bunch of dangerous mushrooms?
She is quite fond of her garden. Lenore has always been a lonely sort. Nature was her only companion. I offered her the chance to join the society, but she refused. Her experiments on Susa bark took priority.
All right. I'll come back when I find the mushrooms.
May your travels be safe and swift. I have never seen anything like it, Blurg. Is my species evolving?
What an interesting pair.